Good day everyone, this is Paulo Salarda from BSISM 23. For today's video, we're going to discuss about the global divides of North and South.
Pero bago ang lahat, meron muna akong i-share sa inyo. Alam kong alam nyo kung ano ang logo na ito. Ang Starbucks ay isang kilalang coffee shop all over the world. We can see that there are Starbucks branches located in the Philippines and Japan, and both almost has the same set of menu. Yet, despite the aesthetic of it on the inside, both branches have different worlds outside it. Sa Japan, pag lumabas ka ng Starbucks, wala ka gaanong makita ng mga bata na mamalimos. Pero kapag nasa Pilipinas ka, maglakad ka lang ng konti, malaki yung chance na may bata o matanda na manlilimos sa'yo. Ngayon, anong pinapakita natin sa senaryo na ito? Ang mga syante na ito, base kay Lisandro e Claudio, ay produkto ng global injustices, and maaari natin itong makita sa Global North and Global South.
What do we mean by Global North and Global South? When we talk about Global North and Global South, we are not only talking about the geographical location of a particular country. Rather, we are referring to its development as a country. Below you will see two circles. Sa loob ay yung Global North, sa labas naman ay Global South. Ano ba itong dalawang ito? Global North consists of the richest and most industrialized countries. Maaari natin silang ilagay sa bilog na nasa loob dahil maaari natin silang matawag na poor countries. Ang mga region na nakabilang dito ay Australia, Canada, Israel, Hong Kong, Macau, New Zealand, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Taiwan, United States, and all of Europe kasama ang Russia. Global South, on the other hand, refers to the countries that are mostly low and national income or developing country pa lamang. Maaari natin silang ilagay sa bilog na nasa labas kasi sila ay matatawag na periphery o third world countries. These regions are Latin America, Asia, Africa, and Oceania.
Ngayong alam na natin ang pinagkaiba ng Global North at Global South, magpo-focus tayo ngayon sa Latin America. What is Latin America? These are territories in America where the Spanish, Portuguese, or French languages prevail, including Mexico, most of Central and South America, and in the Caribbean, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Puerto Rico.
So watch this clip about Latin America from FactoPedia.
From the wild excesses of Carnival to the soberness of the Day of the Dead, the fiestas of Latin America are both moving, euphoric, entertaining, and cultural events. You'll get to wriggle your hips, pay homage to old traditions, watch films, take in some great music, and even freeze on a glacier during these festivities. Just for you, Top 10 Festival Vacations in Latin America. One of the strangest and coldest festivals on Earth take place in May every year on a remote Peruvian glacier. About 30,000 pilgrims converge here for a festival known as Coyuriti, with 3 days and nights of intense celebration with music and dancing. The culmination is a torch-lit procession over some 5,000-meter passes. These fiestas in the first 2 weeks of January include folk dancing, concerts, carnival, music, tope, rides, and Tico-style bullfighting. Tico bullfighting doesn't injure the animal, but consists of daredevil Ticos who attempt to touch the bull as it runs around the ring, armed with nothing but the clothes on their back and a bandana. The world's largest electronic dance music festival comes to Chile in January each year. More than 100 DJs in massive floats, complete with sound systems, take over the city in a 2.5-mile-long parade. The parade finally gets to Plaza Italian, where it goes off with a bang for over 18 consecutive hours. There are usually after parties too, so be prepared for a long night. This developing jazz festival is held annually in late January and aims to encourage tourism and instill a natural cultural identity. Well-known stars and artists perform daily to transform the capital into a stage of art, culture, and pleasure. kids concerts, free concerts, and evening concerts feature in the lineup along with a series of classes for music students to develop their skills. Saint John the Baptist is the patron saint to many on the Central Caribbean coast, and they celebrate the saint's feast day from June 23rd to June 25th with the beat of an African drum and exuberant dancing. The birthplace and cradle of tango hots up every August for this competition for the World Tango Crown. Sultry and amazing dancers from around the world come here to test their credentials on the dance floor in various venues in the city. Free dance classes and concerts form part of the festivities. Head to the beach in Costa Rica in November and catch a flick in between surfing. There are 5 days of free film screenings, lectures, art exhibitions, and live music in the small, laid-back town. Films of all genres, lengths, and origins are shown. In Mexico, festivities and morbidity seem to go hand in hand. The Dia de los Muertos is celebrated annually on November 1st and 2nd as a reunion of dead relatives with their families. It sounds kind of ghoulish, but for Mexicans, it's a natural celebration. Celebrations include decorating graves, burning incense, prayers and chants for the dead, and the consummation of much food and drink. Holy Week is the most important religious festival in South America and takes place everywhere, although the most famous week-long celebrations are in Peru, Chile, and Colombia. Semana Santa is observed with a range of celebrations from the most solemnly religious to the pagan, Catholic, and even the commercial. Each day has its rituals, processions through the streets, prayer meetings, and thousands of devotees paying homage. For the ultimate party, head to Rio, where the King of the Carnival festivals takes place. The carnival is a wild 4-day celebration prior to Lent, which has a religious and cultural significance. Essentially though, it's a time of euphoria where people dance, sing, party, and have lots of fun. Some parties last all day and night, and they take place everywhere in the streets and squares, bars, clubs, and take over the entire city, culminating in the Rio Carnival Parade. It's easy to join in, get a samba costume, learn the moves, and swing your hips.
Why do we have this region in focus? Since we are dealing with the concept of globalization, we defined it as a concept pertaining to advancement of economies, technology, interdependence, and the like. However, the idea of Global South contradicts this definition dahil maraming bansa or the Global South still experience poverty despite the advancement happening all over the world. Although Latin America is part of America, we cannot say that they are indeed together with the whole American region in terms of advancement. Dahil kahit sabihin natin na economically powerful ang Amerika, may mga region ito na naiiwan.
Why is Latin America poorer than North America? Here's some grip of Latin America in poverty.
The American continent is a very diverse one, comprising many countries, former colonies of European powers, which fought over this continent some centuries ago. But if we look deeper in today's society, we can observe that South and Central America is poorer than North America. In the north, we can find the countries of United States and Canada, countries with high development, high GDP per capita, and true economic and research centers. But if we look down, starting with Mexico and finishing with the southern coast of Chile, we can find countries of South and Central America which are not so developed as the ones in the north. Don't get me wrong here, it doesn't mean all these countries have a bad economy or bad infrastructure. No, it's not about that. Overall speaking, the rate of development is just lower in these places. So why is South and Central America poorer than North America? As we probably know, all started after the voyages of Christopher Columbus in 1492. The Spanish and Portuguese started their journey in this place, colonizing and focusing on Central and South America. This was followed by other powers like England and afterwards the Great Britain, France or Netherlands, which focused more in the north because in the south the influence of Spanish and Portuguese got roots. France and Britain lost colonies in North America, but prevailed as powers and focused on other places, being European and worldwide large actors. Instead, in the 19th century was the collapse of what was the Spanish and Portuguese empires. From this, we can learn that British and French societies and administrations were more responsible and more ordered. And these differences in their societies were present in those times, and the colonies of these countries were a reflection of their administration and society somehow. The colonialism was different for these countries. In the north, there were methods of increasing population. South and Central America wasn't so organized. There were some feudal systems with very large plots of land and a lack of middle class and a lack of organization. Another reason could be very well the geographic position. It seems that a temperate climate is the best to build a society, and yes, here agriculture is an important factor. The United States became a free country at the end of 18th century, and here the founding fathers organized a new country which didn't want to be under British crown or any other crown. A republic was proclaimed and the colonies became states. The new entity was organized as a federative system where every state was an important one. They embraced some values and focused on economic measures, and after some time massive industrialization was a crucial point in their development. Meanwhile, Canada was under British, and in the south Spanish Empire collapsed in the 19th century. The new countries here had huge problems. Mexico, for example, was an empire with a king, then a republic, then again an empire, then again a republic. They lost the war, and new smaller countries emerged from it. In South America, Grand Colombia split up, and Brazil separated from Portugal. The problems persisted in the 20th century in South and Central America, but in the North it was developed a strong culture of business, and new people across the globe dreamed about these plans where many liberties were granted. In the South, due to its instability and poor education, criminality started to rise. We know even from the series the problems that were here and are still today. To put it in 2 words, the main reason for this is poor leadership, which is based on the past. And of course, if we think a little bit, religion could be a reason too. The Catholic Church isn't as good a stimulant to grow wealth as a Protestant one. The Latin America was and is mainly Catholic. In the North, the Protestants embraced the idea of development and work ethic. There are of course many reasons for this, but probably these are the main ones.
Ito ngayon yung tinatawag natin ng global divide. There is a gap existing between countries. Kahit sabihin natin na nasa iisang continent sila, may mga regions ito na hindi nakakasabay sa development of the continent or country as a whole. But does Global South only refer to Global South? Are there chances that countries in the Global North will fall under the classification of Global South? There might be a chance because there are global struggles, and these struggles does not affect third world countries but those in the Global North as well. Global South is also used as a term used by contemporary critics to highlight the imbalanced distribution of global power, as there are states who takes most of the advantage while others are left behind. At tulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, kahit nasa iisang kontinente lang sila, meron at meron pa ring may iwan. For example, America. Tayong lahat alam natin na America is one of the richest country. Pero hindi lahat ng regions is rich. Meron at meron pa ring naiiwan due to imbalanced distribution of global power, which results to injustices such as poverty.
What's up? And that is the presentations of Group 3, the global divide of North and South. And it is focused on Latin America. Hope you learn from it. Subscribe and click this notification button for you to be updated on our next videos. Thank you.